Hello, CFA Nation. Gabe.
And Nick, how you guys doing? So excited for another edition of
Our
R3
three
Wickets.
wickets.
That's
Oh,
right.
man. You know what, Nick? I always like to title these things. What are we going to call this, our three wickets? Is it going to be the beatdown, you know what I mean, in India? Is it going to be the massacre, the manslaughter, or is it going to be the debacle that is England's rotation policy? Because, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. But, man, I'm going to start off with what I liked. Why? Because this is going to be quick, cousin. What did I like? All right. On the English side, there's not a lot to like. Exactly. Time it, cousin. First and foremost, Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes showed that fire. He got into it on day 2, I believe, of the match. It was with Kohli and with was it Siraj? I think it was. They were going back and forth, and he showed some fire, and he backed it up, man. Ben Stokes went out there, got himself a half century, 55 runs on 124 balls in that first Test match. He got himself 4 wickets yesterday. All right, 4 wickets. Ben Stokes did everything possible to try and win this match, okay? To try and carry the team on his back. The problem is, it's 11 dudes. And he's like, yo, my back hurt. I can't carry everybody. Just saying. And it's I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, Ben Stokes, there was a conversation, right? Who's the best all-rounder in the world? Just bottom line, best all-rounder in the world. And of course, I'm from the West Indies. I'm partial towards my boy Jason Holder, but Ben Stokes is clearly much better than Jason Holder. Obviously, you got to put your Deja up there, but man, dude, it's like it's crazy to me. This is that Ben Stokes got himself 4 wickets, all right, bowling, and Don Best, okay, England spinner on a spinning track, all right, couldn't muster one. Oh my, we'll talk about that later. But Ben Stokes did his job. He carried him, and you know what? Moving forward, of course, we already know Ben Stokes is a savage. Also, for me, I was super happy to see Dan Lawrence perform. Got himself a half century in that second innings. 50 runs on 95 balls. England needs batting, brother. They just need batting. And I know that they moved them down in the order, but maybe we can move them back up in the order. I don't see, honestly, Johnny Bairstow coming back on this Test team, and we'll talk about that later. But once England stops and ends this ridiculous rotation policy, you'll get Butler in there, and maybe Dan Lawrence will be a mainstay, because that's a problem. England is so heavily reliant on 2-3 players, right? You gotta have Joe Root go off. You gotta have Ben Stokes go off. And then if you don't have a big contribution from another batsman, you're in trouble. Don Sibley has not been Sibley-like in a while. He's killing us. No Joe Burns. They brought in Zach Crowley, who, batted decently, but, 9 for 30, that's just not going to cut it in the first innings. In the second innings, Zach Crowley, 5 for 16. Again, these guys can, if it's not Root or Stokes, you need somebody else. And in this game, it was Dan Lawrence, who again got 50 in that second inning. And in the first inning, he got 46. So almost had another 50. To me, that's it. That's the story of what I liked as far as the batting. What I liked on the bowling. I may have to change my list. Somebody asked me who were the top bowlers, right? And I put in there Archer. I put in there, people were right away doing the comments. Oh, he's going to put Archer in there. You guys know I love Archer. You absolutely know I love Archer. Of course, Patty Cummings, the best a man could be. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about bowlers, Nathan Lyon had to be in there as one of the top off spinners. One of the top spinners in the world. Of course, Ashwin. But I might and Boomerang. I have to pull out Jofra Archer and put in Jimmy Anderson. Jimmy Anderson is absolutely filthy, bro. Jimmy Anderson is absolutely filthy. He absolutely produced his first in the first innings, Nick, he had 25 overs, 44 runs, 14 maidens. My man had 3 wickets, a 176 economy rate. On a spinning track, Jimmy Anderson is an absolute savage. I don't care that he's on the twilight of his career. People are, 36, 37 years old. We got to see his 600th wicket. And even though I love Stuart Broad as well, he's a younger guy. I think Jimmy just has more experience, and the man is national treasure. They should make a bust of him when he retires and put it right outside of Lord's. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because Jimmy Anderson is an absolute savage. I love the bowling from Jimmy Anderson. And I heard a stat the other day. I think it might have been Golden Ducks podcast. They do great work. Go ahead and check them out. I'm sure if you guys are here, you've checked out theirs. But since December, I think it was, since the test season started, Jimmy Anderson has bowled 80 overs. 80 overs. Bro, he's got maidens in 40 of them. Did you hear what I just said? He's got 40 maidens in 80 overs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Jimmy Anderson, honestly, the guy deserves all the accolades he gets. Oh, Jimmy. I mean, honestly, I guarantee you today, Stokes and Jimmy Anderson are at a chiropractor. They're getting some back massages done and electrical work, heat, ice therapy, something, because they carried this team, but nobody else came through.
My man says this is going to be short. 5.5 minutes later. I love it. There are some videos out there recapping this match, and they're already done by now. Absolutely love it. Listen, Jimmy cracks wickets, and he don't care. That's what he is right there, all right? Jimmy crack wickets, and he don't care. All right, what did I like about the India side? And you didn't mention Dan Lawrence. That guy gave me a headache too. What did I like about the India side? What did I not like? Well, there's a few. We'll get to that later, okay? We'll get to that later. First of all, I love the fact that they didn't have to bat in their second innings. Match was done. Absolutely done. It wasn't a follow-on, but, basically. What else did I like? I like the fact that guys stepped up. And this is going to be a double-sided coin because a very similar thing is going to be in what I did not like. Guys stepped up. Axar Patel. And it's funny because Ozjon in Cricket for Us, he calls, what does he call him? Axwin, Axar, and Ashwin. He said Ashwin got 10 wickets on his quick recap. So go check that out. Ashwin, absolutely love. And not in this match, but this guy's got a century in this series too. Absolutely fantastic. I love Lord Siraj, right? Lord Siraj is just a maniac. And to your point, Jimmy Anderson, the dude is a seamer, right? And according to the last pitch in the last match, those seamers weren't going to get too much love. Didn't matter this time. I absolutely loved what the bowlers did. Axar, Ashwin, second innings. They took care of business. They were busting out. Oh, what's that band? I can't think of it right now. Taking care of business. I've actually seen them live. That's what they did. They took care of business. Talking about the first innings, Siraj got 2, but Axar and Ashwin combined for 7 there, and then 10 in the second innings. I mean, are you kidding me? You got 2 guys on your squad that got all the wickets? They can't save any for anyone else. They threw out Siraj. They threw out Sundar. We didn't even see Ishant Sharma in the second innings. They didn't need him. These guys were absolutely dominant. You've got to love when you have a side that's dominant. And there's some comments that are talking about how, hey, England, they basically gave up after they saw what Pont and Sundar did. I'm not going to say anyone ever gave up, right? But it makes a statement when that happens. We'll get to that in a second. I love the bowlers. I love that, they took care of their business. Only 8 overs in the second innings was bowled by anyone but Axwin. I love that name. Anyone but Axwin. Only 8. They took care of their business. Their economy was 2 and 2.1. Are you kidding me right now? These guys were just all class all the time. And Axar got himself 6 maidens as well. Absolutely love that. I love the fact that India is now in the WTC. I'm trying to control my volume here. In the WTC, I'm so excited about that. This is what I've been stressing about. This is what I've been hoping for. as someone who's rooting for India for so long now, at least it seems that long, and they are there. They lost the first match, and then they won 3. Another comment said, hey, do you guys see now why we were so confident they were going to win this series? Yes, I do. India is so dominant at home, but also they had guys step up, and I love the fact that the guys who you did not expect to step up and carry this match did. Now, there was one guy that I did expect to step up, and that's Rishabh Pant. We have said this before. I love him at number 6. I love this guy at number 6 because if you get some quick wickets, which is exactly what happened in that first innings for India, you get some quick wickets, you get some big wickets. Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, they're still waiting to get their first run in this match. They're still waiting, okay? When those guys go down for a duck, Pujara is not able to do that kind of stuff. You got to have someone like Rishabh Pant who's like, I got it. I got this. I'm not even worried about it. I got a bat in a few minutes. Let me go finish my chili dog real quick. I mean, this guy does not worry about anything. He's probably playing video games. Like, I'll be there in a second. Let me just finish this game real quick. This guy has no fear. And then he goes out there and he does his thing. And when he first started, he was like 20 runs for like 35 or 37 or something like that. He was taking his time. Even before that, he was really taking his time. And then he just turned it on. And he saw 5 wickets fall around him. He's like, that's okay. I got this. I love him at number 6. This guy is so talented. This guy is so amazing. And is he already in the conversation? Is he already in the conversation as one of the best batting wicket keepers of all time in Test? Is he already in that conversation? I think he is. And then, so you got Rishabh Pant at 6, and it's a nice safety net. It's a nice insurance policy.
Okay.
And then Ashwin, he got a century early, so he comes in, he's rocking his thing. He got a little, he got caught by Ollie Pope. He only gave up 13. But then you got Washington Sundar. You got Washington Sundar who's going to get you 96.
Just not fair.
And as he asked for a towel, right, so that he can wipe his brow. And he's like on the opposing crease. He's like sitting there wiping his brow, thinking like, I'm gonna call my mom first, and I'm gonna call my dad, and I'm gonna call my brothers and sisters, and then I might even get some endorsement deals out of this. I don't know. And then by the time he's done wiping his brow, they called the inning. He's like, "What? We're done? Like we had 3 weeks to go. How come there's a different guy with another crease? I was just wiping my brow. I mean, too bad for Sundar. Oh man, 96, and they couldn't last like 13 balls or something. This poor guy could not get on the crease. But what he did was absolutely phenomenal because you're talking, let's just get to 205 in that first innings and see what happens. They got to 205, and then Pant and Sundar, they made it almost unreachable in this area, in subcontinent, in India. 160 lead, and England only got 135. So I love all of that. There's so much to love. I'm so proud. I'm so happy for Team India and how they have proven that they're the number 1 ranked Test team. Gabe, that's just a few of the things I liked.
I just want to piggyback on something you said about Pant playing freely and his. Sometimes you need that because when you get into these games, there's so much pressure and there's so much going on. And, there was 2 plays that really makes me think about why I think Pant has become it, the argument if he's one of the best wicket keeping batsman of all time, dude, we still have a ways to go. He's still relatively young in his career. With that being said, he just scored his first maiden Test century at home, right in front of the crowd, and then he's already done it in Australia. But he's very well on his way there. But there's 2 plays that happen that really just tells me, first of all, this kid has stones. This kid's got marbles, all right? And he's so free. It's hilarious. The first is coming out of breaks. Jimmy Anderson, Sir Jimmy, dealing. Pat had already taken his time. Pat has already taken it back. Mind you, new ball. And here comes Pat, bro, and just absolutely bangs one right over his head. I mean, I'm going to turn it on now. This guy plays so free. There's no fear. There's no fear in his heart. And when you play that way, bro, it invigorating for us as fans when you watch the game and your guy plays like, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do? But that's just how he is. That's who he is. You can't take that out of his game. And the second one, there was a great there was a ball hit towards the tail end of yesterday's game. I got home from work. I was just watching it, and I think it was Shubman Gill comes running and almost makes this diving catch, right? Just misses it, gets by his hands, whatever. It would have been a great effort. It was I forget. Oh, Axar was bowling. Axar Patel was bowling, right? They're just trying to clean it up towards the end, right before tea, and you hear Pat. That's okay. Anyway, great job, yeah, woo, yeah. There we go. And people, I know it drives people crazy, but
I love it.
You saw Coley, like, you know, Coley's got that stoic fit, that stoic, I'm a warrior face. And even Coley was laughing, like, this guy's out of control. He had to crack a smile because it keeps things loose. The levity out there, you know what I'm saying? Because, yes, there's a lot of pressure, and there's already enough pressure from the opposition. There's already enough pressure from the media. If we go on the field and put more pressure on ourselves, then obviously we're going to start feeling it. And he, to me, at no time do I feel like when he plays, he feels pressure, brother. So, you know, again,
you know he drives the other guys crazy, though, on the opposite team. You know he drives the batters crazy.
I'm sure. They're like, come on, bro. But it's awesome, and I love it. On the English side, man, what did I hate? Oh, Nick.
Oh, here we go. Let me sit back and relax.
So many things to hate. There is so many things to hate, okay? First and foremost, those people that were crowing about Dom Bess in Sri Lanka, Dom Bess bowled the least amount of overs. That's how ineffective he was. 17 overs. Stokes bowled more than him. Is Joe Root a proper all-rounder? Okay, I get it. Stokes is a proper all-rounder. Is Joe Root a proper all-rounder, or is he a batsman that can spin the ball? All right? And Joe Root has a 311 economy rate in 18 overs. In 17 overs, Dom Bess gave us a 418 economy rate. He got absolutely pumped. No wickets. You're done. That's the best. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That cannot be the best spinner England can produce. That is atrocious. That's a travesty. Okay. And part of this is what else I hated, this rotation policy. Get me the guy that, gave up, a 4 economy rate, but can also smash, can rake with the bat, Moeen Ali, and got 4 wickets when he played. But this rotation policy is stupid. I'm sorry. Fix it. Everybody else is in the bubble. Fix it. Don't talk about, everybody else is playing a lot of games. This is, bro, it's driving me crazy. Dom Bess was these are the overs. Jimmy Anderson, 25, 25 overs, 176 economy rate. All right. Ben Stokes, 27, almost 20. He bowled more overs than anybody else. Guy's arms in a sling today. 322 economy rate. Jack Leach, the other spinner, 27 overs, 330 economy rate. Dom Bess, 17 overs, 418 economy rate, 0 wickets. Really? Don't ever pick up a ball again. Stop. I'm done with Dom Bess. He needs to be banished. Bro. Oh, it's so infuriating. Jack Leach was way better than him as a spinner, and at least, just like with Ashwin that could get you that century, Moeen Ali can rake. You put Moeen Ali on here as the other spinner who can get you some runs. That's what we need, because Dom Bess ain't done anything with the bat either. He had 2 runs, a whopping 2 runs in the second inning, and in the first inning, he gave us 3 runs. Wow, 5 runs. I guarantee you Moeen Ali would have given you 5 runs, cousin. He might have got run up between the wickets, but he would have given you 5 runs, cousin. Oh, my God. It's so bad. It's so bad. Now, to the English batting. Okay, and this goes for everyone. Their approach needs to change. And this is on the coaching, because these guys are trying to read the ball off of the ground, and by that time, it's too late. They're trying to read it off of the bounce. You got to read it out of the hand, bro. You got to read it out of the hand. And that's why they were getting dismissed by straight balls, and not because they're expecting to play the spin. Here goes the straight ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say it's the pitch anymore. You wanted to complain about the pink ball and the pitch, fine. That that third match, I'll give you that the pink ball played a huge role. The pitch was not the best. Come on. What's the excuses now? All right. What's the excuses now? The excuses is they don't know how to play the spin. They struggle playing the spin, and that's on coaches. Because if I'm a coach, you know what I'm doing? I'm getting myself some of the best spinners that aren't on other international teams. And if I know I'm facing, I know I have to go to India. I know I got to go to the subcontinent, right? Sri Lanka. I'm in our practice teaching these guys. We're doing sessions, entire sessions on reading the ball out of the hand. I'm creating as much comparable conditions at home so that we can practice on those pitches against spinners. Okay, I can see why they think it's easy because they're practicing against Don Best. No. Bring in real spinners. Bring in a real spinner. Bring in somebody who knows what he's doing out there. Because I'm telling you, if you're England, you're one of the best sides in the world. Okay, until you get to that subcontinent pitch with the spinners. Okay, that can't be. That can't be. You got to be a balanced team. You got to be able to go and play anywhere. Just like India went and played in Australia. It's not like, oh, they can only play spin. No, we can play pace. We can play. That's what needs to happen. And that's on the coaching. So that's not just any individual player. That's everybody, bro. Down in that, these guys cannot read spin. They just can't do it. They're trying to read it off of the ground once it spins. And when that track is turning, bro, it's too late at that point. It's too late at that point. I think my final point is, and this goes back to the rotation policy. Bairstow needs to be banished, bro. I was so happy for that 28. Bro, I was so happy for that 28 in the first innings. I was, feeling myself like, yes, I know Bairstow can hit, but at the expense 4 innings, he gave us 1 inning of 28 runs and 2 ducks, right? 2 golden ducks. And I believe you got a duck in this one as well. That's just not cutting it, man. That's not just, and he's a number 3. That's just not cutting it, bro. And he's got to, maybe it's just a spin. Maybe when he's back home, he on the test team on that track, he'll be much better. But you cannot put Bairstow. You can't put him in that situation. And I mean, it's so bad. I was so disappointed because Bairstow, we got that love-hate relationship. He can give you that century. He can go out there and rake. But man, in this series, to me, I expected him to do something, and he did it. It was very, very disappointing. So, Nick, that's what I hated. I mean, if you're an English fan, be candid, all right? Be candid. You cannot be proud of this effort. You can't. Some guys individually threw the team on their back, okay? Joe Root did what he could do. Ben Stokes literally threw the team on his back. Jimmy Anderson, but really? Don Best? That's the best? That's the best that we can produce? No pun intended. Actually, pun intended. Honestly, come on, guys. Talk about Bairstow, really? We got to fix this. We got to fix it. So, Nick, what did you dislike, my friend?
You know what's funny is I didn't even realize that Bairstow went out on a golden duck. You're talking about 40 runs in your top 5 batsmen when you're trying to chase 160. 40 runs and 30 of them came from Joe Root. That means 4 guys were able to muster up 10. That hurts. That hurts. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, you're talking about what is that? That's 2 cases of Hot Pockets right there. I mean, you're talking about they're all gone. What did I not like about India? What did I not like? It's very simple. Okay, it's very, very simple. I did not like the performances of Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, and Cheteshwar Pujara. Are these players really good cricketers? Yes. Are 2 of these players proven time and time through the years to be saviors of Indian cricket in so many matches? Yes, absolutely. But 2 of those guys, and Rahane, he got a 27. So, I mean, that was his best performance he's had in a while, unfortunately. Those guys, your captain, your vice captain, and Pujara, your rock, your anchor, those guys don't perform when it's the 4th match. It's do or die. It's win or go home. It's win, keep going, lose, and you're done out of the WTC. You got to do better than that, and it makes me very, very nervous. And it's a conversation I think even the biggest Kohli supporters are having right now. When is he going to turn the corner? Someone like Kohli, who's up there in those upper echelon of not just cricket players in the last 10 years. You're talking about all-timers. You're talking about athletes, period. Is Is it a situation where like his best is behind him? Is it just a bad spell he's going through? We don't know, but there's about 3.5 months for him to figure it out. He's going to be doing some limited format overs. We got England still coming up, ODIs, T20s. But he's got to figure out what's going on, because as the captain, yes, he's producing a whole lot for the team as a captain alone. But when he's not bowling and his thing is he's batting, you mentioned Bairstow at number 3, Coley number 4. When he's batting number 4 and you go out on a duck and then you automatically review it, like there's got to be something wrong. It's not me. There's something happening. There's something happening. And it's not his first duck in test in the last few weeks. It's not his first one. So there's just, I mean, it could have been disastrous in this match. Pont saved the day. Sundar saves the day. So you can't go into a one and done, a one match. That blows my mind. A one match final in the WTC, where at the most it's going to be 5 days. It could be less than that. And you can't 100% feel confident in those guys. And I know the hardcore fans and the somewhat not hardcore fans are going to say you can always count on Coley. This was do or die, this match. This was do or die. So I did not like that at all. And it's got me very, very frustrated. And I don't know. You know, Shubman Gill, this was not good for him. He's still young. He's still on the young side. We've seen him do amazing things in Australia. We've seen him do amazing things, I think, earlier on in this series, if I'm not mistaken. We've mentioned time and time again, Shubman Gill's going nowhere. But he's had bad performance after bad performance, unfortunately, recently, the last few matches. And to your point in a previous video, you know, you got young and hungry guys that still want a chance, but you also got guys coming back from injury, right? Now, luckily for Shubman Gill, the guys coming back from injury are bowlers and an all-rounder Jadeja, all right? Unless I'm wrong, Jadeja is not going to take that opening spot when he comes back. So it makes me nervous where you have 3 of your top 4 guys, 4 of your top 5 guys in your order that you really can't. If Sharma does not do Sharma things, then we're just like, oh man, we could be talking about like a 36 with 5 wickets. Like that would just be absolutely atrocious. So I don't like that. I don't like having to put all of the hopes on your 6 and 8 batsmen in your lineup. We need those first 5 guys to be able to show up. And again, Rahane did much better and it wasn't just a 27. He had a nice little partnership with Sharma to kind of, you know, get things calmed down a little bit, to get some of the momentum from England to come down a little bit. So he did some good things, but I did not like it at all. And this one's going to hurt. This one's going to kill. Ishant Sharma, I didn't like what he did. I got to be honest, right? And people are going to kill me like, oh, Nick, he only bowled 9 overs, and he almost had that wicket in the first over, which would have been huge. Yeah, but in this series in India, no one can tell me that he has been the Ishant Sharma that me and Gabe talked about. No one can tell me he's been anywhere near that form. And yes, he's not bowling like 30 overs like Stokes and whatnot is, but nobody can tell me that. So it makes me nervous that 4 of your big guys, you got Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, and Sharma. 4 of your big guys, 4 of your locks in your top 11 have not been able to perform consistently in this series in India, where this is where they shine. I did not like that at all. Makes me very nervous.
You know, I agree with you, you know, to a certain extent. Here's the thing, though. The difference between England and Australia with as far as India is England just started winning again, and let's say in T20 because Finch is producing, right? Because Glenn Maxwell produces. Those 2 guys don't produce.
You mean Australia?
Australia, right, sorry. In Australia, right? If you don't get a huge performance again out of Root, out of Stokes, you ain't winning. India, their batting is so deep, bro. It goes 9 deep.
It is, but wouldn't you like to have 8 guys possibly be in good form as opposed to just 4 of them?
Of course, but the thing is, not everybody's always going to be firing on the same.
I'm not talking about one inning or one match. I'm talking over this entire 4-match series.
I hear what you're saying, but not everybody's going to be firing at the same time. You want them to ideally, but the reality is that doesn't happen, right? Remember, Rohit Sharma earlier wasn't firing. Other people were carrying the team. Lately, he's been firing, and that's the thing. They're so deep, Nick, that 1 through 9, I'm going to nickname this team Murderers Row, like my 1927 Yankees. All right, bro. Okay, you got out Coley. We got a Pajara for you. Okay, you got our Pajara. We got a Pant for you. Okay, you got our Pant for you. We got a Shut McGill for you. Okay, you got Shut McGill out. We got a Rahan. Like, they're so deep. You don't expect Ashwin to go out and get a century, and he'll still go get. Oh, no problem. Ashwin's out. Axar Patel's twice now been dismissed. Once at 86, once at 96. Not out. He just can't get a partnership.
Gabe, you know who else is very deep? You know who else is very deep? New Zealand's test team. New Zealand's very deep.
Not as deep as England.
I didn't say they're as deep. I said, you know who else is very, very deep? Is New Zealand. And correct me if I'm wrong, England pitches conditions very similar to New Zealand. Okay. Yes. So what I'm saying is this: you got one match for all the marbles, as they say.
Right.
I do not feel happy or confident or comfortable knowing that my 4 horses, my 4 top guys in India in favorable conditions were not able to fire. And we have one match.
That's
New Zealand's going to bring it. Oh, my
that's
goodness.
The scary thing. That's why I said I guarantee you Ishant Sharma's out because he didn't bowl well there. So Muhammad Shami, it's 3 months. So Muhammad Shami will be back. They'll probably go, in my opinion, they're probably going to go with Ishant Sharma, Muhammad Shami with Lord Siraj and with Bumrah, and then bring in the all-rounder like Axar, Ashwin, and if Jadeja is healthy.
I don't think you're going to have that many spinners. Not not Lords. I don't think you're going to have that many spinners. You might have one. You might have Ashwin,
and then Jadeja. But I'm saying they're so deep that they can hit it from multiple areas. I think the last thing I want to talk about is in what I learned. Okay, I learned that unfortunately, due to COVID, England has approached this rotational policy that has absolutely been detrimental to the team. Anybody that wants to tell me that this is a successful policy, you know what? Let's look at the records. Let's look at the games. Yeah, you were able to beat Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, but let's look at it as an aggregate, okay? I'm a West Indies fan, and I'll tell you, West Indies aren't, a top test side. And West Indies won a game, the very first game back from COVID at England, and almost drew out a second game there, okay? This rotation policy, you're not putting the best players on the field at all times, all right? You're just not doing it. And that creates pressure on the players that when they are in there, man, I got to perform because we don't have our A squad, okay? It's I don't know how much longer this rotation policy is going to last, to be honest with you, as COVID restrictions start being lifted. But, to me, 2 teams that have really not dealt with this COVID well is Australia, because what they did to South Africa was not okay. I'm an Australian fan. You don't cancel, bro, literally the week before the test is scheduled. Are you kidding me? You can't do that. So many people had already invested financially in that series being there. That's just wrong. And England with this rotation policy, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about the health of your players, but the players aren't forced to play either. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the players are saying, I'm not comfortable playing, okay, cool. That's something different. But if the players are willing to play, this is their livelihood, this is what they're doing, and you're enforcing this on them, then you're not putting the best product out there. And Nick, this was the chance to go to the first WTC championship at home, at Lords. You're home. And I'm
going to cut you off real quick. Sorry. That's what's heartbreaking. Let me ask you this, because I really don't know. Has this rotation policy been in place just because of COVID, or has it been in England for a while?
No. They started employing this right, to my knowledge, or the research I've done is right, after they came back from COVID, which is why we never saw, people were shocked when that very first test match versus my West Indies, we had Jimmy Anderson, but no Stuart Broad. And he's like, I got left off the side. And then vice versa, they bring in Stuart Broad, no Jimmy Anderson. And then, they just really haven't played their top 11 guys combined the whole year. Don't tell me, look, I have nothing against Ben Folks. He did an unbelievable job keeping. Don't tell me he's better than Butler, guys. Don't tell me you couldn't use that Butler stick in there. You know you could. You know you could. And again, you're just putting yourself in a situation where you're going to war with you know, what is it? You're going to you're going with a knife to a gunfight. You know what I'm saying? You're showing up to a gunfight with a knife. You can't do it. You can't do it. So to me, I hope this ends soon. As you know, again, COVID restrictions are starting to become lessened, at least here in America, hopefully around the world, because I want to see England at full strength. I want to see, and I'm not, I'm an Australia fan and West Indies fan, but when you show up, you want to see that other team at their best. Now, full disclaimer, I still don't think England at their best would have beat India at home. That's not going to happen. These guys, they got different problems. They can't read the.
It would have been more interesting, though. It would have been more interesting.
It would have been.
And I think, absolutely, and I think when you talk about that, they were essentially 2 matches away from getting a WTC, because after the 3rd match, they were out, and now they're just playing spoilers. So 2 matches away, and they've played a lot of cricket in this WTC schedule, a whole lot of it. Some didn't count towards the WTC, I get that. But you're talking about 2 matches away from what you said, playing at home at Lord's in that one match. I mean, absolutely heartbreaking how close it is. And if I'm an England fan, which I am a fan of England cricket, but between these 2 teams, if I'm a serious England fan, I'm pulling for them. I'm thinking to myself, man, if we take away Axar, Ashwin, Pont, and Sharma, those 4 guys, if we can have some of those guys not play, this could be a different series, right? If we didn't have the rotation policy. Now, I'm not going to play the what-if games because I agree with you. I think India is a better squad. I think India, New Zealand is the best matchup that we have, that we're going to get. And someone said in the comments, I thought was kind of funny, you know, England can now, you know, keep New Zealand from winning it and get some revenge for England from that ODI World Cup, right? So, I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. We'll see if that can happen. But what did I learn? I learned that, and a lot of this from the comments from the CFA Nation. What's up, CFA Nation? You guys know who you are. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be part of CFA Nation. We appreciate that. But the main thing I learned is this. You're going to have some heartbroken Indian cricketers when they announce that starting 11, when they announce that team that's going to – because it's not like, well, maybe I'll get the second match or maybe I'll get the third. No, there's just one match. There's going to be some guys who have earned it, some guys that have shown themselves that are not going to be on the squad. I'm talking according to CFA Nation, I agree with them. Axar, he's not going to get a chance. Sundar, not going to get a chance. Salaj might have a chance. He might have a chance. But I don't know if they choose Sharma, someone who's played more international games away from India than Salaj. But Salaj did his thing in Australia, right? Different conditions, though. You're talking about those are probably the big ones that aren't going to really get a chance. And those are guys who you would really love to have on your squad. But the flip side of that is these guys, and especially Lord Siraj, twice in a row now, 2 series in a row, these guys have proven that they're not a one-trick pony. They're not a fluke. They can't just do it one time and they got lucky. They have really stamped up and beefed up their resume to where going in the future, you guys know who you're going to look for when you need that extra help. When someone goes down, we know where we can go. And that is the thing that really impresses me with the Indians' depth of their cricket team. Like you talked about depth earlier, that they're so deep. And that is what's so impressive is you can have guys like, I don't know, you know, so-and-so's injured. Who can we replace him with? Well, you got a bowler, an all-rounder in Sundar that can get you 85, 96. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? In one series, you have a spinner who got 27 wickets in 3 matches, 9 a match. Are you kidding me? And he was 43. He got run out. We've seen in the IPL, that guy can swing that bat a little bit. And you got all these other players. So what I learned is that I don't want to be on the selection committee, which they're not inviting me to become that. But I don't want to be on that squad because that's going to be tough. There's going to be some broken hearts, but there's also going to be a lot of guys, those same guys with those broken hearts, they're going to be standing tall. They're going to be supporting and cheerleading their team. And they're going to be like, man, I have done so good that I've got in their mind that if these legends weren't playing right now, I would be in there for that first WTC.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now. On the spot right now. You are on the selection. You are the selection committee. Just you. Give me your playing 11.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I gotta do it.
No. You're good. You're good. This is the thing. That the toughest thing with this decision for me, and I'm going to admit it, I don't know who else they have that are natural openers that's available, injured and not injured. So Shubman Gill is a natural opener, but he has not been performing. So I don't really want to put him on the squad. But who am I going to put? I mean, you can move Rohit to 1, but who are you going to put at 2? Pujara? I don't think so. I wouldn't put him at number 2. Rahane at number 2? I wouldn't put Pont there. So that's the tough situation, right? Yeah. I don't think Jadeja is a number 1 batsman.
No,
so you got Gill, you got Mayank Agarwal, right? Or you're going to go with an unproven international player like Padikal, who we think is amazing. He's not going to get a chance at this. So
they're not gonna go with Padikal to their first WTC, to the first WTC. Maybe bring back Shaw, who was banished. But I'm giving it.
Shaw as an option.
You're the India fan. I want to see you. I'm putting you on a spot.
Okay.
I love this.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I mean, this is my biggest question mark. The biggest question mark is number 1 or number 2, the opening partnership. Gill, I'll throw Shaw in there, and Mayank Agarwal. Okay. I mean, someone might say KL Rahul maybe, but he hasn't sniffed test squad, and I'm not sure if he's an opener. So, and maybe he is. I think he was an opener in the IPL, but that's different. So those 3 guys, right? I think if I had to, and I'm going against my better judgment, I'm still going to stick with Gill. Because Mayank Agarwal, I don't know if he's somewhat injured. I don't know this or that. He has the ability, but when he's firing, that we've seen recently when he's firing, right, he still goes down earlier than he's supposed to, in my opinion. I think Gill gives you the most upside.
Okay.
So I would put Gill, Sharma. It's not going to be too much different than what they had, right? Pujara at 3. There's no way I'm leaving Pujara off. Kohli at 4. Rahane, I don't trust, but he's your vice captain. Captain. So I got to put Rahane in there. Pont at 6. Jadeja at 7.
Yes.
Ashwin at 8.
Yes.
And then Bumrah,
right?
Shami, because I love myself a rested Shami. I really do. And
give me that 11th
Lord
player.
Salaj.
Lord
Salaj takes that last spot. He is a walking wicket if we ever saw one. But I love Lord Salaj, all right? He is that walking wicket. But I personally, and again, this is new cricket fan perspective. I have not seen Sharma at his best. You're going to say I'm crazy. I know what I did see, though. In Australia, I saw Lord Siraj get the most wickets for India in Australia. I did see that, and he didn't bowl in every single match. So I'm going with him. And the thing about that is, how can you not have the Lord at Lords? Come on.
Lord Siraj. I love it.
That's my 11. How do you feel about that?
Bro, I would have made the exact same decision. The only person I was thinking was, do I go with Washington Sundar because of his bat or Lord Siraj? But you got to go with Lord Siraj because of the conditions. He proved he could do it out in Australia, and you need that pace on that swinging pitch. So I would have done the same exact thing. Wow, dude. 2 minds thinking like, and Nick didn't know I was gonna do this. I just threw it at him right there. That's why he was like, "Oh man, I won't be prepared for this." I just threw it at him right there. But I love it. Of course, this is all contingent saying everybody's healthy. And I was like, would he say? Because think about it, 86 not out and 96 not out. Would he say now going with Axar Patel over Jadeja? First of all, Jadeja's defense is top 5. I mean, bro, he's up there with the best of them. Defensively, he's amazing. You know he can bowl, and the guy has a serious stick too. So I was like, I think that would be another tough decision. But you're right. He the minute Jadeja gets back, he's on the bench, brother. That's all you can do. But that's a great playing 11, guys. That's our playing 11. Give us your playing 11. Let us know what you think, man. That was super cool. Nick, obviously. To the victors goes the spoil. So I'll let you guys get the last word in. But in case I haven't already done it, congratulations, India. welcome to the first WTC championship. Well deserved. And you know what? You guys already know I've been eating crow for a long time. The crow eater, but I mean, I will root against Nick just cause. But if you look at both teams, not disrespecting New Zealand, but man, again, they got Gupta, right? He's a savage. They've got Kane Williamson. I mean, they've got some great players. You're right, they're deep, but they're not India. Where right now, the selection committee, I guarantee you, today, celebration over. Let's start working on the playing 11. If you are a good organization, that's what you're doing. You're already planning for it. Where there's no rest for the weary. You're coaching. You're working 24/7, and that's what these guys should be doing right now.
Absolutely. My final thought is this, and I just thought about this right now where you said the victor goes to spoils. Gabe's little mini winning streak is over, ladies and gentlemen. Back down to 0. It might get back up there because Australia's playing much better in T20, and there's other games coming up. His West Indies doing their West Indies thing versus Sri Lanka coming up. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know everything you want us to know about this match. What did we miss? What did you like? And with all that being said, until next time.
That's 6 runs.